What is going on, my Frosty friends? My name is Wintercasice, and welcome back to another Frosty Talks. That's right, guys. We are back in action. So there is something I have planned. If you guys for this video, if you guys read the title up above, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But first things first, I wanted to just take a quick thing and say thank you guys so much for being so understanding with me this week. With my work schedule just being absolutely ridiculous, it completely threw off all the things I had planned, including all my videos from last week. It really killed me not posting as much as I could have, but I'm not going to apologize for it because I have nothing to apologize for. My work came first and everything, and I was streamed most of the days I didn't post, so all was good there. I'm just kicking myself a little bit because I couldn't post, and that really irks me. But I'm not here to apologize about it. I'm just here to say I thank you guys so much for being so understanding. Videos will be back to normal going on this week. I have quite a few videos to edit, which I'm really looking forward to posting and showing to you guys. Some new games I'm playing, some old games that I've been wanting to get back into. I really hope you guys are as excited as I am, because I know I'm uber excited. For the stream schedule this week, it's going to be usual Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This Thursday, we're going to go back into Kingdom Hearts and try to see if we can finish Sora's side of the story of Chain of Memories. And I told you guys if I couldn't make any real success in this stream, I might move on with the Kingdom Hearts series. But we'll just kind of see. I like to think I'm doing a bit better in now, sorta. For Friday, I'm actually playing a new game. It is called Paths of Exile, which is a game that was recommended to me by some of you guys. More specifically, Shadow Ripper was the first one to suggest it to me. And it's a free game for PSN if you have a membership. And it sounds really fun. Apparently, it's a ridiculous amount of fun. And so if you guys have the game and you want to join in on the stream and have some fun with me, you certainly can. So that'll be Friday. On Saturday, I'm going to be streaming some more Skyrim Saturday. Come on. It's Skyrim has to be on Saturday, because there's Saturdays. It's not a Saturday if there's no Skyrim. At least in my case. And then Sunday, we're going to be streaming some more Assassin's Creed Origins, which I had lots of fun playing Origins for the first time this week. The frickin'... it was more than what I was expecting. Graphics wise, both between combat and just overall, definitely looks awesome. I can't wait to kind of dive deeper and get more into the game. Now, on to the vlog portion of this video. So after long thoughts of everything, I was coming up with some ideas for some vlogs, and I have some challenges ready to go. I have some story time videos I have planned to tell you to go for you guys, but this week I figured it'd be fun to just talk to you guys about some of my favorite stuff. And this video is literally the top 10 favorite video games of all time. Now this is just my current list here in 2019, so I'm just gonna put that in perspective there. This is just my current favorite games list, and these are all my favorite games, period, that I love playing, and games I would go back and play again. At some point I might do a top 10 favorite games I've played here on the channel, because most of the games, half the games I've played on the channel and the other half of the games I have not played on the channel. So actually no, more than half is on the channel, but you get what I mean. At some point I might do a list of favorite games I've played on the channel, but anyways, we're gonna hop right into this because I can't wait to share this experience with you guys. So, my number 10 favorite game I've ever played is actually World of Warcraft. Wow, that's right. When I was younger and I was still living with my parents and everything, I was still in high school and junior high, I remember playing on the PC. I very rarely got to because I have 2 siblings, and yeah, just sharing one computer between the 3 of us, not easy. I was really happy when I got my own laptop that I could play some WoW on my own. It was my first time playing WoW. It was Wrath of the Lich King, and just my goodness, it was so much fun. Like, for those of you guys who don't know what WoW is, for starters, you're living under a rock if you don't know what WoW is. World of Warcraft is. But if you, in case you don't, World of Warcraft is a MMORPG, so a massive multiplayer online role-playing game where you played as either a member of the Alliance or a member of the Horde, and basically you would use the one of those two factions and essentially go to war with the other faction and do things for yourself and for your side. It's overall a fantastic game, tons of fun. I highly recommend it. It's a bit of a time investment, but it is definitely a fun game, and I honestly have had nothing but good experiences with it. So we're going to keep going down this. Number 9 is another game I've not played on the channel. It's a game that I loved playing when I was younger, and I still love playing it. It's called Champions Return to Arms. It's a sequel game to the original Champions of No Wrath, which is a D&D-esque RPG game, which is tons of fun. I love it so much. The reason why I love Diablo so much is because it reminds me of this game. It's just kind of the third-person overview as you travel through the worlds and play them. It's kind of like a dungeon crawler game, and it's just a ridiculous amount of fun. I loved it so much. Plus, the character choices are so interesting, and let's face it, I'm weird. I always love the lizards. And one of the characters in there is like I believe it's called an Ishkar or something like that. But it's like a lizard people, and it's just so cool. I love the game so much. The combat system's great. The level design and all that stuff is really awesome, and just a variety of monsters and levels is really nice. If you have a PS2 and you want an awesome game, I would highly recommend you look online for Champions, either the Champions of No Wrath or Champions Return to Arms. Both games are absolutely fantastic. Number 8 is Undertale. Now, for those of you guys who don't know, I've played this game on the channel all the way to completion on the pacifist run, and just, my god. Again, another thing, if you guys have never heard of Undertale, again, you must have been very comfortable under that rock. Undertale is a dialogue-based game that literally is just a ridiculous amount of humor, a ridiculous amount of just heartfeltness. Is a super sweet game. Honestly, I fell in love with the characters. They were absolutely hilarious and very relatable. Honestly, Toby Fox did an absolutely amazing job with the game. I have nothing but praise for it. I honestly couldn't even complain about it. I don't know what I would say to complain about it, since the game literally is fantastic. For sure, I mean, this would probably be a little bit higher on my list to be closer, but there were some things that I was kind of about, and it was mostly just my own stuff, and honestly, the only thing that drove me nuts was the fact that the thing is, they want you to have both experiences, both in the pacifist run and the genocide run, and I couldn't bring myself to do the genocide run. I might still do it at some point, but honestly, right now, I can't do it. I can't. I love the characters too much to even think about killing them. But if you guys do want to see it, you can let me know in the comment section. But just, right now, I can't do it. I can't. So, number 7 is Batman Arkham Origins. So, you guys have seen me play Arkham City and Arkham Asylum here on the channel. I've streamed both games all the way to completion. But my favorite of the Arkham series, so far anyways, is Batman Arkham Origins. I loved the game. Not only does the graphics are amazing, the combat system is great, just the overall story is just, and plus the fact that you got to, my favorite feature from this game that you don't really see a lot in the other games is in the other games, they kind of just like, oh, some random villains just popped up, you better go take care of them. Or in Arkham Origins, it's like you're meeting these guys for the first time, and there's like such a unique shroud of interesting around each one, because the fact that it had anarchy, it had your first encounter with the Mad Hatter. Before the Riddler, it was Edward Nygma, and that is exactly who you bumped into. You learn the origin stories of Barbara and how she gets on the path to becoming Batgirl, which Gosh. Well, I mean, Batwoman, but you get what I mean. Overall, fantastic game, great story, great combat system. Love Arkham's combat system is just ridiculous. When I was playing through Spider-Man on PS4, I was so happy that it had the Arkham combat system because of the fact that it was just so good, so good. All right, that would mean the next one up is number 6, which is God of War 4. Okay, so this is another game I've played on the channel, and I played it all the way to completion. I played God of War 1 through 3, and I played through God of War, the Ghost of Sparta, and I can't remember what the other one was called for the PSP. But all the games are fantastic. They're tons of fun. My personal favorite is still God of War 2, until I played God of War for the PS4, which is God of War 4. And honestly, God of War 4 takes the cake out of all of them. Like, absolutely. I could praise this game till the cows come home. But it won tons of awards. And if I remember correctly, it was actually voted Game of the Year in 2018 at the Gaming Awards ceremonies. It's just ridiculous. Honestly, I can't even complain about the game. Between the combat system, the skill lists, your powers, the fact that not only did you play with your new axe, you actually get an old weapon from the older games, which I'm not gonna spoil for those of you guys who haven't played the game. But overall, just fantastic, and also the addition of Atreus makes the game so much more fun. I literally cannot complain about this game. 2 thumbs up. Would definitely play again, and I do plan to go back and play it again because I want to beat all of the Valkyries. Which leads me to number 5, which is Bendy and the Ink Machine. Okay, so Bendy and the Ink Machine is legitimately... This game came out like 2 years ago. In 2017 is probably one of my most awkward years because of college and everything. But I remember when Bendy and the Ink Machine came out, and I fell in love with the design of the game. Oh my god, it is such a beautiful game created by the Meatly. It is a horror adventure game where you travel through the abandoned studios that created Bendy the Dancing Demon. And if you haven't played the game or haven't checked it out, I highly recommend you do. There are plenty of people who did amazing series on the game. I mean, I could name a few, obviously, people like Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Matt Pat. They all did amazing Let's Plays of Bendy and the Ink Machine. And so did this guy named Wintercasice. I heard he did pretty good too. And I actually tweeted out to the Meatly and got a response, which was really, really sweet of them. Something that they didn't have to do. I loved the game so much. I've actually played through it twice now, and I do plan to play it again just because I had so much fun with it. Honestly, the game is fantastic. I'm gushing at this point. So we're going to continue on this list. Number 4 is a game I didn't play until I started this channel, and oh my god, did I fall in love with this game. And that is Subnautica, the original Subnautica. Not that this Below Zero, because Below Zero is actually turning out to be a lot of fun too, but I say it's too early for me to put it on my top 10 list, so we're going to kind of see how that goes. But for right now, Subnautica, the original, is number 4 on this list. I fell in love with this game, and I was so happy to play it through the entire story on the channel. It's just... For those of you guys who don't know what Subnautica is, it is essentially a horror game disguised as a survival game on an unknown planet where you had to find a way to survive and make it off of the planet. There are many ways to do it. I believe there was actually 3 ways you could get off the planet, and it was... I'm not going to talk... Oh, actually, you know what? For those of you guys who haven't played it, I'm not going to spoil anything for you. But there were technically 3 ways to get off the planet, and I got the normal way and went through the entire game, and I got off the planet. I loved the game so much. I literally have no complaints. And it actually, Subnautica Part 2, stream number 2, actually is the most viewed video on this channel with over 500 views going on 600, which is super sweet. Thank you guys so much. The game, oh my god, I could talk about how good it is between the graphics, the gameplay, the monsters, which is not really monsters, more like creatures, the overall design, the story, the crafting, just all that stuff, and such attention to detail. The game is fantastic. I do very much love it. It has such strong replay value, and yeah, I play Subnautica on my own time too, so it's just a fun game. Plus a lot of grinding, which for a lot of people grinding is a huge factor, and for me it reminds me of my old days playing Pokemon. Which, by the way, there are no Pokemon games on this list because I can't just pick one. If I do another top 10 list, it'd probably be top 10 like favorite video game franchises. So, and that'll be a later video, but Pokemon will definitely be on that list. Alright, so it's Subnautica out of the way. We're going into my top 3 favorite games. My 3 favorite games of all time. And, well, I'm going to tell you this. I played all 3 of these games on the channel. Number 3 is got to be Night in the Woods. I love Night in the Woods. It is legitimately my favorite dialogue-based game. It is hilarious. The characters are relatable. It, like, a lot of people like try to praise adulthood and try to make it sound like it's awesome, fantastic, and amazing. But honestly, Night in the Woods is kind of a cold, logical section. There's some cold logic in there that just because you graduate from high school and you went to college for a little bit does not mean your future is already set in stone for you. Basically, it shows off a lot of, hey, you did something, but that doesn't mean you did everything you needed to do and all the things you wanted to do. It's clunky, it's weird, the sense of humor is amazing, the story is great, just the overall atmosphere of the game is fantastic. Honestly, guys, I will say this openly and honestly, all these games I'm recommending all these games I'm mentioning, I'm highly recommending as well, because they're all fantastic. But if you're gonna play any of these games, I highly recommend you play this one, just because of the fact that it is so much fun. It really pulls you into the story, and just bonding with friends and doing all these things, just absolutely amazing game. I love it. I do plan to actually play through it again, but this time I'm gonna befriend Greg more rather than Beatrice. Which oh my god. Oh my god, he's doing the voices again. I love doing the voices for that game. Just overall fantastic game. Love it. Now, number 2, this game actually almost took the place of my number 1 favorite game. But I feel like my number 1 just pulls ahead by nostalgia and pulls ahead because of just my overall love for it and continuous love for it. Number 2 is Horizon Zero Dawn. This is probably the longest series I've done on this channel. I mean, my vlogs have surpassed it and everything, but as far as gameplay goes, this series has actually passed more, it has a longer list of gameplay than any other one of my games. And that is just I believe it's 41 videos, and the game itself is fantastic. The story is amazing. The graphics are to die for. The creatures are awesome. Just for those of you guys who don't know what Horizon Zero Dawn is essentially the story of a bunch of like tribal humans that are trying to survive in a world where they're surrounded by mechanical dinosaurs, essentially. The game itself is fantastic. I literally cannot complain about it. In fact, in one of the episodes, I literally said I'm geeking out because I found out the plot line of the game and like the origins of how everything happened, and my mind was literally blown. I like legit, oh my god, my mind was blown, and I could not love that game more than I already do. It's just phenomenal. And if you guys are looking for like a really good story, a really good gameplay and action, I highly recommend Horizon Zero Dawn. It's definitely worth the money you would put into it, and just overall, love it. And then there is number 1. For those of you guys who have been watching this channel for long enough, whether you started at the very beginning when I started posting my first video in December all the way up to now here on April 1st, yeah, if you've been here for any of that amount of time, then you would know that the one game I've been playing since like May of last year, every single Saturday, that's right, my favorite game of all time is Skyrim. Elder Scrolls number 5. I love Skyrim so much. I've probably played through the majority of the game several times over for the last 8 years. Well, 8 years going, it'll be 8 years in November of this year. So let's just say 7 years. And just, oh my god, just the game has such strong replay value. It is such a great game to play, and I cannot tell you how much I enjoy the content in that game. Love it. Absolutely love it. And for those of you guys who don't know, if you don't know what Skyrim is, you really have been living under a rock, and I highly recommend you get some Skyrim in your life right now. And that is the story of Skyrim is essentially you play a character that is destined to be the chosen one in this case, which is the Dragonborn. The Dragonborn has the ability to shout like the dragons, which allows you to like breathe fire like a dragon, breathe ice like a dragon, be able to use unrelenting force, which means sending people flying. It's an absolutely amazing game. Love it to bits and pieces. Cannot complain. It cannot compliment it more than it already does. I can't even compliment it more than I already have, considering the fact that I've probably said every amazing word that I possibly could imagine to compliment Skyrim. Bethesda is never going to watch my videos, but if they do, whoever designed Skyrim is a freaking genius. You deserve the gold prize and medals, man, because Skyrim is absolutely fantastic. And I think Skyrim will always be my number 1, maybe until the next Elder Scrolls game comes out and I become obsessed with it. But just Skyrim in itself holds a very, very firm place in my heart. And I love the game, and I just cannot wait to play more. It's the highlight of my weeks. So, yeah, just, oh my god, I love Skyrim so much. So anyways, guys, that was my top 10 favorite games I've ever played. Tell me what your guys' favorite game that you've ever played in the comment section down below. I'm very genuinely curious what you would say is your favorite game you've ever played. I love the games I've listed. I can't wait to talk to you guys more about stuff like this. Like I said, I have a lot of vlog ideas, some challenges, some storytime videos, and more of these, like top 10s and stuff like that. Just for fun, just like talking about stuff and like putting out my opinions and everything. But I also love hearing your guys' feedback. If you have any suggestions for me, you could always leave them in the comment section down below. Or you could tweet at me at Wintercasice on Twitter. The link will also be in the description. But for now, guys, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys liked this video, make sure you press down that like button like there's no tomorrow. And hopefully, guys, I will get to see every single one of you in the next video. So make sure you take care and you stay frosty. I'll talk to you guys later.